Yo, more people, what's happening? Let's go back to basics. What is this? See, I want to make a small video. We got 10 minutes time, and it's about recovery from manipulative people. You have to understand that it's all about you. You know, it's not about those people, right? So you can call them narcissists, you can call them psychopath, you can call them what you want, but it's not your job to diagnose them, right? It's about you. Your job is to heal from it and to recover. Or okay, it makes sense to understand narcissistic traits or to understand what psychopath has for tactics, what they use, what is the differences. For you, it makes sense to understand it and educate yourself reactively, because this way you can make sense of what has happened to you and decode your past. The more you find out about them, about this, how they act, how they think, and why it is that way, it's super counterintuitive. The more you find out, the more you can decode, and then you will go through the years and think, oh, in this situation, I was wondering what it means, but now I understand. And this will happen 1,000 times. And by this, you reconstruct your memory, actually, because there are so many glitches, so many gaslightings, so many weird things happening to you. You know, I never knew about backhanded compliments, about malicious envy, all the things, right? And when you find out how these people work, what is their motivation? I didn't know there is so much, it is possible to have so much negative motivation, right? Destructive motivation. And when you learn about this, you will start understanding more about your past. Now, the main topic for you, of course, is to recover yourself. And I know how you feel when you're coming out, when you stepped out of a dysfunctional family, a toxic relationship, all of this together, whatever it is, when you stepped out and you have this waking up, so you educate yourself about what have you been dealing with, then you educate yourself about how to recover from it. And the more you find out about them, the more you find out about yourself, because you understand these differences, that you're completely different. In other words, you also learn about your qualities, and your qualities is exactly that what manipulative, abusive people used against you. Of course, they used your trust, they used your compassion, they used your investment, they used your drive to solve problems in a wider area than only considering yourself, all right? So you were interested in harmony for everyone, and they used all of these things and want to make you believe this is a weakness while it is actually a strength. You just need to learn to protect yourself and stay away from these people, right? So, again, I know how this feels. You will be emotionally depleted. You might have symptoms of CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder. You might have self-doubt. You might even sometimes be afraid that, this is also something they use against us, against empathetic people, is that we often, we introspect. At the end of the day, we think, maybe this conflict, maybe this problem is my responsibility. Maybe I am the problem. Maybe I am guilty. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? And this means you might even think, A, maybe I am the problem, and B, maybe they infected me, okay? And you have good reason for that, because victims of narcissistic abuse, victims that have CPTSD, they are not distinguishable from their abusers, so to say. And this is because narcissists, psychopaths, they use something, I think it's called identification projection. What they do is they project parts of their own identity they don't like into the other person and make the other person responsible for it. The narcissists, or grandiose people in general, the more grandiose someone is, the less he can introspect, okay? And if somebody has this feeling of grandiosity and entitlement, he will never adapt himself. He will never think about the problem might be him. He will never look to improve himself, because he thinks he's perfect, and thus he wants to rearrange everyone around themselves. So each and everyone needs to be rearranged and changed, but the person will never rearrange itself, okay? Because it is so grandiose, so perfect, so godlike. And thus everybody else must be wrong, and everybody else must be rearranged and changed. And they project their own weakness, or problems, or troubles, or fears, or past experience trauma into other persons. In other words, they dump all their mental bullcrap onto you and make you feel guilty or responsible for that, right? Yeah, we all know this. They also do victim blaming. So they will say that whatever they do to you is your own fault and blame. All right. And this is why over the years of these abuse, you might take on these traits as well. Also, they drag you into this pointless competition over everything, which drags you down actually, because when you're an empathetic, healthy person that lives to its full potential, you know you don't have to compete with anyone. You know your place in the world, you know who you are, you validate yourself, you don't need that external struggle and validation and battle and fight and flight in every situation of life. But the narcissist makes sure you engage in this activity by challenging you about everything. So all these things, they drain you mentally, and also make you think in the way the narcissist thinks, or you introject, so to say, the narcissist voice. This is what Professor Samvaknin would call it. So even after you step out of the situation, you go no contact, you still might suffer on. It's like you are infected with this poison, okay? You still have this self-doubt, the fears, the anxiety, all these negative personality traits the abuser projected to you. And you might have that fear that this is you now, that this will stay with you. But I can give you belief and hope, and you should take time to heal, you know. There is a lot of steps you will have to do. You need to get rid of these introjects, you know. And a real empath, a real empathetic person that can remember who he or she is, will always recover into the original shape, and even can use such an occurrence, such a make or break situations to grow. So the narcissist or psychopath, whoever abused you, they don't really make you stronger, but you yourself make yourself stronger by understanding and immediately refusing the victimization and doing any step necessary to get out of this and recover from it, okay? It is very hard and you need a lot of work to do yourself. And at some point, of course, you can get help of others. You can go into therapy, whatever. But basically, you need to do all the steps yourself, but people can accompany you and help you. My message right now is just, I want to give you the hope that you go back to your original self. It takes time to cure the poison. It is necessary that you understand who they are and how they act, but not too much, just so you make sense of what happened to you, how they act. You need to forgive them. Watch my videos, but even more watch Professor Sam Vaknin's videos if you want to learn how to recover, all right? So I wish you a good journey and stay strong.